And here's Elsie de Wolfe, one of the women who was credited with starting interior design in America as a profession. So she was very, very instrumental in starting to bring all sorts of things to the affluent, particularly in New York, pattern and material. I even see animal print there. So lots of things we use today represented in her work, but still fairly muted tones, pretty subtle. And then let's see, we start to see a color boom. So even Elsie de Wolfe, here's one of her first, one of the pictures we have of her starting to introduce. Look at the purple and the blue in this rendering that she did. So this was a space that she was starting to bring in those analogous pops of color. But a lot of things happening here that the structure of the space still looks very, very traditional and very much rooted in English influences in America, but she was starting to play with color. And it was not long after this that some of her colleagues or predecessors like Frances Elkins and then on to Dorothy Draper, which we will see in a moment, really embraced strong, strong color even on the wall. So they were using things like lattice work in large rooms to mimic sort of an outdoor garden feel, and we've seen many of those images, and that's kind of what's happening here with all of the pattern on the wall. And y'all can jump in. I know this gets a little dry a little bit, but it's not going to for very long. So here is Dorothy Draper, one of my design idols, and you will see instantly, it's about to get exciting right at this minute, because this is the kind of work that Dorothy Draper did. So can you see, oops, let me get over here. Can you see an influence even on my work of some of the things that she was starting to do? So she was really embracing a lot of the Hollywood Regency style with the stripes and huge pattern and scale. And so she did a lot of hotel projects, including, and I think this is at the Greenbrier, which is a very, very famous hotel that she designed. But look at the mix of color and pattern in that space. Very, very daring.
Look at the carpet in that space.
I know, isn't it interesting? Awesome. So this is where interior design got really fun in America. And here's another one of her spaces. Maybe the reason that I didn't realize I love black and white so much is so much of what she did, she achieved through contrast. And then look at this space, it's all complementary red and green. And I guess if you could see how it might be associated socially now in America and other places with the Christmas holiday, but it doesn't really look like that to me. It looks very, it has a lot of that Regency style underneath it, and she was starting to use huge patterns, often in chintz and moiré and other kinds of materials to really play with sheen and texture and depth in her work, which I definitely am excited about. Black ceiling, isn't that dramatic? So she was all about drama, and she was bringing this kind of color to people's homes too, not just to huge hospitality projects that she was doing.